mentioned that I don't like most of the anime cutscenes in this game, but I'm partial to this one. I just wish there was some way that they could have animated whoever's in your party to be in the scene. Because you get to see reaction shots from Magus and from Shala when Chrono remembers what Prince Giannis told him about one of his companions perishing. It's like the reaction shot from... You don't really... I guess you don't get a reaction shot from Shala. She's just kind of laying on the ground. But, like, we get reaction shots from Magus, who's the bad guy. But we don't get any reaction shot from Luca or Ayla, who's also laying there, unfortunately. The technology didn't exist to draw the characters in that style, hard code them into the scene, which is too bad. But we can come back in time for this scene. I haven't the power to defeat him then. Chrono, there was nothing I could do. Here, bottom sea, where go? What Ayla's saying there, by the way, which comes across more clearly if you have another character in your party who's not Ayla, is they point out, we're here in the bottom of the ocean. We're in the Ocean Palace. How are we going to escape? So the character dialogue in this game is actually, like, the game just looks at, okay, who is character number 3 in the party right now? Oh, it's Ayla. Okay, so the line that we're gonna put in the scene here is Ayla's line for character slot 3. If you have Frog there, he says something a little more coherent, and the scene flows a little better. The last of my pendant's power will send you to safety. I know you will not be able to forgive her, but please do not hate my mother or our kingdom. I'm so sorry. Now quickly, to the surface. So we've explained now that Shala's pendant and Marl's pendant are the same pendant. And we know now how Marl's pendant came to be sapped of all of its power. Shala used the very last of it to get us to safety, but not herself. And not Chrono. It was too late to do anything to save Chrono there. There is something to be said for the strengths of different forms of media. Like each form of media that we consume has a different set of components to it, right? Like a book has only a text component. You might argue there's like a visual component with like the cover of the book or the dust jacket or whatever, but it's a text component and that's it. You read the book, all that the book can do is put words in your eyeballs. Versus a movie. Now, a movie is an audiovisual experience. There's a soundtrack to it, which includes the music and the dialogue and everything that goes into your ears. And then there's the visual component, which is on the screen that goes into your eyes. And there's strengths and weaknesses to all of these things. You could also argue, I guess, if you watch movies the way I do, with the subtitles turned on, a tidal wave... there's a text component to movies as well. But think about it. Like, okay... In a book, you want to convey the idea that, say, Luca is sad because she just watched her best friend get disintegrated by a space monster. You could just say that in the book. You could just say, and then Luca was sad because she watched her best friend get disintegrated by a space monster. And that's fine, but you don't really have a sense of what Luca looks like or what the space monster looks like. Hold it, Chrono. Chrono! Chrono, no! But now, like a movie scene, like we can film Luca looking sad, but then it's on the strength of the actress to convey the information that she's sad, but we can't literally show what's in her mind. We can't actually say she's sad. We have to get the information across using other strengths of the medium. Ah, you've woken. You were most fitful in your sleep. Chrono, where's Chrono? We found no other. So they didn't come. Shala didn't make it out, and they didn't come across Magus either. And I guess all of those new that were down there are just gone. It wasn't a dream then. Where this place? Earthbound Village? This island was the only refuge left after the Ocean Palace unleashed its ruin. No others remain. No, not this era too. Melchire, where he? When the disaster struck, an eerie black portal materialized before young Lord Giannis. Melchire tried to save the boy prince, but succeeded only in getting himself dragged in as well. Black hole? Like when we come here? They're talking about time gates. Again, if there was another character in that spot that wasn't Ayla, that would have been a little more coherent. But, like, I think if Luca's in that spot, she'll actually point out, like, are you talking about a time gate? Did Giannis and Melchire get... We know Melchire got sucked through a time gate because he winds up in 1000 AD. What about Shala? That I cannot say. No one has seen her since. Where Epoch? Epoch alive? Your ship is a sturdier vessel than one might venture. She washed up safe and sound, right in your wake. It was almost as though she were drawn to you. Ah yes, I believe this is yours. Marl's pendant, the one Chrono kept for her. It was sitting beside you, almost as though it were watching over you, guarding you. Chrono. Take all the time you need to rest. I'll be in the village commons just beyond. But this isn't a book, and this isn't a movie. This is a video game, and this is an aspect of video games that I think non-gamers don't really understand. So Chrono Trigger has an audio and visual component, like a movie does, and it has a text component, because you read all the dialogue with your eyes. But there's an interactive component in all video games, and the interactive component in this game could be as simple as I'm in control on how quickly the text moves by, or it can be like what decisions am I making for my characters, what commands am I inputting in combat, how am I going about exploring these maps, who's in my party at a given time, lots of decisions that I make. That level of interactivity, even though it doesn't change the story of the game, it gives the player ownership over the story. Like, my version of Chrono Trigger is going to be different from somebody else's version who played it a little bit differently. Versus watching a movie, 60 people sitting in a movie theater all see the same movie, unless I guess they're on hallucinogenic drugs. Here's where the interactive gut punch comes in. This screen is the first time you have an interactive choice after the Ocean Palace disaster, and please select party members. Well, this is the first time we've seen this party member screen. We've seen it dozens of times over the game, but it's the first time without Chrono. Chrono got disintegrated by a space monster. He's dead. And so you have the characters kind of mourning him, like in disbelief. We had Luca and Ayla and Shala calling out his name and waking up and seeing that it's not a dream. And we saw that reaction shot with Magus laying on the ground. And then there was even the flashback to when Giannis told us something like this was going to happen. But this is the screen where it really hits home. Chrono, you couldn't take Chrono out of the party before now. Wasn't possible. He's forced into the party. He's the hero of the game. But now, like, who can fill Chrono's spot in the party? It's a very, I don't know, it's just a very different experience between getting to this screen in Chrono Trigger after watching him get disintegrated by Lavos versus, say, watching Eddard Stark get his head cut off at the end of the first season of Game of Thrones. Like, yeah, that's shocking, but it happens on screen and then you move past it. The audio-visual component is all there is. In this game, you see it and you hear it and then the characters talk about it, but then you got to go back to playing the game. We have to make this decision. It's not a hard decision, like, we put Frog in the party, right? Like, you want to have Frog on hand, sure. But the interactive elements of the game really contributes to your ownership over it and what games can do to play on and manipulate your emotions. So this whole map is gone. This was a disaster that essentially destroyed the world. Lavos crumbled most of the continents. The kingdom of Zeal fell into the ocean. It looks like the ocean level must have rose a whole bunch. But 12,000 years' time, that will recede and Guardia will be founded. Now, the Epoch did follow us, but we can't actually reach it here. Like, just not having Chrono in the lead of the party is a big change. Massive change. Like, Luca's not faster than Chrono. She can't fit into spots on the map that Chrono couldn't fit into, but still her sprite is a different shape and size, and there's just a little bit of... It's a different feel moving around with her, even though from a programmatic standpoint, it's just exactly the same as having Chrono. So, let's get the story here. A few of the Enlightened ones did survive, but no distinctions remain between the Enlightened and the Earthbound now. The Sun Temple of Zeal enshrined to Sunstone. Such stones are made by bathing darkened moonstones in the sun's rays. Harvesting enough power to create a sunstone of any worth requires ages, though. Or so I've heard. I think that was the same woman we talked to in Hassa. But that's important information that we're going to need later. Check back from time to time. He sells whatever washes up here, so if you wait a while, he'll most likely have some new things up for sale. Buy? Only items for now. Come again. There's a sparkly back there, but I think we have to, like, wait for the new to leave. Like, he'll just walk out eventually. So here's another layer of the interactive element I'm talking about. Chrono is dead. He's not just a character in the game. He wasn't just like a guy we were looking at, and sometimes people talked to him, and sometimes he did stuff. Like, we don't have any more... We don't have anybody with lightning magic. Lightning magic is over. No more lightning magic for us. We don't have anybody who can use his weapons. We don't have anybody who can use his dual attacks. We can't use that Falcon hit. We can't use X-Strike. We can't use Fire or Ice Sword. He's dead. We can't put him in the party. The whole game is different now. And this is a big problem in video games, where they... Like, how do you handle character death? There's a bunch of schools of thought on this, and a lot of games get it very wrong. I'm not sure if this new will leave right now, actually. We might have to do the next story beat and then come back to him. I was thinking there was a new... Yeah, he's got equipment and stuff to sell us once we come back here. After the next story mission. What's going on up here on the North Cape? The music's gone. I did always like how, after the fall of Zeal, on this world map, they just play the Zeal music. Corridors of Time is the name of the song. One of the best songs in the game. Because this is it. This is the entire last vestige of humanity. The last of the Earthbound ones and the Enlightened ones together. So who else survived? We have to plant some seeds here. The sun ever rises on the morrow. There's little we can do but live for today and trust that other days will follow. How can I survive in such a land without my magic? You've no need of magic to survive. Besides, you're not here alone. I suppose you're right. We're all alive after all. And so long as we are, we must hold on to hope. So Lavos didn't just drain Magus's magic. Everybody's magic is gone. Except for ours, I guess. We'd grown too dependent on that fearsome force. You did indeed. Everyone and everything was swallowed by the sea. The sea of clouds has parted and the blizzard at last abated. Could this long and terrible winter be at an end? So we're at the end of the Ice Age. Apparently Lavos' attack on the world has, after 65 million years, brought an end to the Ice Age. ZZZ. ZZZ. Are you asleep too? Must have cried himself to sleep. Let him be. Well, okay, let's talk to the old man. Feeling better, are we? Bow, churls, and pay homage to your new liege, King Dalton. Oh, yes. This guy. He's still in this game. He's like the last person from Zeal who's left, so I guess he's in charge by default. Whatever the looks of disappointment, you should be thankful you survived. Well, some of us survived, at least. The crazed old crone is gone, and that insufferable prophet with her. Henceforth, Zeal shall be known as the Kingdom of Dalton. It occurs to me that I might not have any equipment for Frog. I don't know when the last time we equipped him was. You survived. Ah, that ship outside must be yours then, mustn't it? It matches Balthasar's designs perfectly. You're undeserving of such a splendid toy. I shall make it my personal chariot. You've got to be joking. You will have to come with me. It would not do to have you whispering strange secrets in the ears of this mob. You might start a rebellion. But first, take this. Luke is not having it. Not today. What? Grrr. Hey, what's that behind you? And then we all look like idiots. No amount of interaction can change the story in this situation. Your characters just in this moment in time act like complete dunderheads. A little taste of my true power. Good old Dalton. Ugh. Wear this! Our equipment! It's taken! Other stuff too, by which she means consumable items like our potions and things. Even our money! Ayla still fight. Go find weapon. Fight bad man. So, now I explain the concept of a stealth mission. All our equipment is gone. Everything. He got well, Marl and Robo weren't with us, but it's not going to allow us to put Marl and Robo in the party. We're stuck with who we have. All of our equipment and everything is gone. And without equipment, we can't fight. It won't let us. If we try to get into combat, they'll just say, hey, we're throwing you back in your cell. Our equipment stuff is hidden around the ship, and we have to find it. But there's a cheat, because no matter what happens, they don't cut Ayla's hands off. So Ayla can fight her way through this dungeon just fine. If we didn't have Ayla, if we had brought Robo or Marl instead of her, we would be forced to stealth our way through the dungeon. But the idea is you're supposed to learn how to, like, sneak around behind the guards. Whoa! Sky! Sky! This sky! And the place is like, you have vents you gotta sneak through all aboard the Blackbird to avoid the guards until you find the room where your equipment is located. But we don't have to do any of that because Ayla can just punch everybody to death. Wind come in here. Like watching sheep. They can't try anything without weapons. What shall we do, Luca? Pretend to be sick. Well, so we got two options here. If we play around at the door and pretend to be sick, eventually they'll come in and check on us. And I don't think you can do anything unless you have Ayla, because Ayla can beat them up. Or we can climb up here into the vents. We can spy upon our captors from here. And so in the vents, we can look down through and see where the guards are on the map below. Like that room there has 2 guards in front of it, right? And then up here is another room that's not guarded, and a conveyor belt with a little switch that's pointing one direction. It's all very complicated. And it looks like there's a room here that has some cargo in it, perhaps our items and equipment. There's just a hallway down below us there. But yeah, like I said, we don't have to do any of this. We can just fight our way through here and get all our stuff back. And, save is probably in order. What shall we do, Luca? Pretend to be sick. Ah, I see. Get the guard in here and catch him unawares. Ow! Oh, my belly button! The pain! What's the matter? Fool! Frogs have no belly buttons. Oh, it's true. Oh, I guess you can get out of this room even without Ayla, but okay. Like this robot, we don't want like that robot to catch us. Let's move this conveyor belt down here. I think we'll start down on this room and kind of work our way up. What are you doing here? Uh-oh, there's a lot of guys. Alright, Ayla, let's let's do it. Tailspin. Actually, that's gonna be my best option probably, because that's gonna take out 4 of these guys right near me. So Luca and Frog can't even participate in the battle. You need, at minimum, a weapon equipped to be allowed to fight. And Ayla can never have her weapon unequipped. They don't cut her hands off. I might want to give her the Rage Band once I get it back to counterattack with her. I forget if we get Chrono's equipment after he gets disintegrated, if it puts it in our inventory. Or not. Oh, this is just... Okay, that just goes back up to the vents. We don't need to go up to the vents. We don't need to get in a fight with that robot. Just ignore that. Here's a treasure box. What are you doing here? Ayla is one of the strong... Like, physically, she's the strongest character in the game by far. I don't know why you wouldn't want to bring Ayla with you to this scene. Even if you didn't know it's coming, I think most players probably still had her in their party from the Ocean Palace. Got Frog's equipment. Alright, so now Frog can also fight. What did he even have? I guess he had some stuff. I guess he's fine. Frog is okay. Oops, this robot got us. So now we can get Frog some double text with Ayla. Luca doesn't even cheer at the end of the battle. Slurp Kiss. Bubble Burst. Sounds good. Ah, these guys as well. So you do have to imagine that killing off a character, especially in a game like this with an ensemble cast, especially if it's an important character, like, you really have 2 options. We're going to kill off a character because it's good for drama, it's good storytelling. A character who was there, that's beloved by the player, and when he dies, raises the stakes considerably, right? Recovered money, that's good, because we're going to do a lot of shopping in here. Anything you don't recover at the end of the dungeon, the game just gives you anyway, so it's not like you can lose out on anything. That's the guy we knocked out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, in an RPG like this with a big ensemble cast, you kind of have 2 options. Like, one, you can kill a character, like a minor character, like a side NPC character. What are you doing here? NPC is a non-player character, somebody who's not in your party, somebody who's, the game is telling you they're not that important because they're not one of the main characters. But if you do that, you don't really, no, like, the players don't really care. Like, you killed somebody that I don't super care about anyway. But if you go the other direction, you kill off a player character, say Chrono, that's almost a red flag, right? Oh, Ayla's equipment is back. Woo! Well, I mean, her armor and stuff. She already had her fists. Because it's a major element to the game, isn't it? Like, having a player character that's just gone now. Like, all the equipment that we gave Chrono is lost. All of the little sparkly capsules that we used on him to raise his stats are wasted. We don't have lightning magic. All those dual techs we learned with him and other characters are gone. And that doesn't feel good from like a gameplay perspective, giving players options they become reliant on, and then kind of removing them arbitrarily. It's not arbitrary from a storytelling standpoint. Chrono dies in that scene, and it raises the stakes in the story. But from a gameplay standpoint, yeah, it's a little arbitrary. Why, at this point in the video game that I'm playing, does all my lightning magic go away? And I can no longer use my katanas that I had. And I can no longer use these dual techs that I learned. So that's always been a problem in video games, is you have to balance like the drama of the story against like just the practical realities of making a game that people are going to want to continue playing. It doesn't feel good to put a bunch of resources into a character or something and then lose that character forever through no fault of your own. Oh, we got the whole party inventory back. Which is good, because, you know what, I can do some kissing here. Now that I can give Frog commands, he also has heal, but I wanted to look at what he has. Oh, yeah, no, we want to give him all this... Give him the good stuff. Red plates. I think you're fine with the power ring, honestly. You can just keep that. So, Squaresoft, the company that made Chrono Trigger, this was not their first foray into, like... Is this the guy I wanted to kill? Let's find out. This was not their first foray into killing characters. And they tried a lot of different things over the years before they got to Chrono Trigger, and even after they got to Chrono Trigger. So I kind of want to just walk through those stories, because I think even if you're familiar with the games, which I know that you're not, you've never played a Final Fantasy game in your life, but... Chrono Trigger is not a Final Fantasy game, but it is the most Final Fantasy game you can get without being a Final Fantasy game. By which I mean, this game's contemporaries would be the 16-bit Final Fantasy games, 4, 5, and 6. Those three games are more similar to Chrono Trigger than any other games on the planet. So, Final Fantasy 3 was on the NES. It's a much older game, it's 8-bit. And the party structure in that game is that you have 4 nobodies. They're not really characters. They're just kind of blank slates for you to control and send through the game. And over the course of the game, you can change their outfits, which gives them different capabilities in battle. It's a very, very mechanically heavy game, okay? By which I mean most of the choices you make that matter are from a gameplay perspective and not a story perspective. There is a story to the game. It's not completely dead in that regard, but... the flow of the game is based around what monsters can you defeat? What new magic spells do you have? Like, where can you reach with this new airship that you found? I am still missing Luca's equipment, and I would like to find it. Oh, you know what? I'll bet this room here is the room with the sleeping guard. There's a room with a sleeping guard that if you don't have Ailey, you have to find it first. It's got to be down there. So Final Fantasy III, they wanted to have a scene where a character does die. Yeah, you find this room first, the sleeping guard, and you can get one person's equipment, and then you can fight your way to the other ones. So what they did in Final Fantasy III is sometimes there are non-player characters who will just jump in your party and tag along with you for a little while. And one of these characters, her name is Aria, and... she's with you for one dungeon, and then she dies on screen, and no player in the history of Final Fantasy III has ever cared that Aria died. Like, the game pretends like it's a big deal. Like, it plays sad music, and it makes a big deal out of it. But it's not, it doesn't really matter. Nobody really cares. Because she's not a real player character. She's not important. You don't lose out on anything when Aria dies. It's just she's a character that's dead now. So, okay, that was 1990, I want to say, that game came out. So, 1991. And now we're on to Final Fantasy IV. Now we're into the 16-bit era. We're onto the Super Nintendo. Oh, can we get some free tech points here, please? These guys are just like Rebels are. I guess we'll find out. Final Fantasy IV kills a lot of characters. A lot of important characters. Characters that are in your party. The party structure in this game is you have one hero, and over the course of the game, other heroes will join and leave the party at certain points in the plot, and it's a very plot-driven game. More so than basically any other RPG of its era, really, in the early 90s. In that game, the flow of the game is structured much more like it is in Chrono Trigger, where there's a plot beat and plot developments are what drive you forward. You want to go through the next dungeon because that's where the next parts of the plot are going to happen. But, okay, listen to how silly this gets. So, okay, the hero's on a boat, and they're sailing across the ocean, and all of his friends are with him, but then the boat gets attacked by a sea monster, okay? So first, Rydia is knocked off the boat into the ocean, and she drowns, okay? And then Yang, the karate man, jumps in after her to rescue her, but he's swept away. And then Prince Edward gets knocked over on the deck, and he hits his head or whatever, and then the screen blacks out. And the hero wakes up, and the whole ship is gone, and he's on like a super far away beach. None of his heroes are there. They're all dead, all three of them. Except, like, a couple scenes later, you find out that Yang the Karate Man mysteriously survived. Just, it's a miracle, he's still alive. But he tells you he saw with his own eyes that Rydia had been swallowed by the sea monster. So she's definitely dead. She's digested now. And then he joins your party and you go on some more adventures. And then a few scenes later, you find out that Prince Edward also just miraculously survived. How about that? And then he helps you do a thing, and you fight some more bosses. You go through a dungeon or whatever. And then a couple scenes later, holy crap, Rydia also miraculously survived being eaten by a sea monster. It's completely impossible, and everybody's happy, and she joins your party again. And then a couple scenes later, Yang the Karate Man explodes on screen. On screen, big giant explosion. There's no way he got out alive. He is absolutely, definitely dead. Like, you can even fly to his hometown where he comes from and talk to Mrs. Karate Man and, like, give her the bad news, right? And then a few scenes later, you find out, nope, Yang the Karate Man, again, miraculously survived a second time. And that's only like half of the character deaths. The game does this over and over and over to the point where it just starts getting funny. And a lot of players can't take the story of Final Fantasy IV seriously because they wanted to play around with the idea of character death and building drama in the plot, but they don't actually want to remove those characters from the story. Something comes! Well, if it's Dalton, it must be a golem boss. A red golem boss this time, with big purple lips. That's... Golem Overlord. We don't have to do anything. We can just wait for Golem Overlord to count down. So, okay. Final Fantasy III, swing and a miss. Final Fantasy IV, 18 swings and 18 misses. Final Fantasy V. The party structure in Final Fantasy V is similar to Final Fantasy III. You have 4 characters, they're basically blank slates, you can change their outfits to make them do different things in battle. It's a very mechanically driven game, but it's also a story-driven game. The story is a fairly strong element of Final Fantasy V. Whew! So the golem is just gone. The golem runs away because he's scared of heights. Mahaha! I've done it! It's complete! Oh, we're gonna have to get back to Final Fantasy V in a minute, because this part's too good. This part's just too good. See these beautiful wings. This is a throne truly fit for a king. I name it the Aero-Dalton Imperial. And those meddlesome interlopers shall be her first victims. Aero-Dalton Imperial, prepare for takeoff. No, 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 and no. Stop the music. Yes, there we go. Kind of a inappropriate move to start playing like Chrono's theme music for Dalton there, but I guess he also realizes it's inappropriate. We'll sidestep the whole issue. Now then. Aero-Dalton Imperial, away! Look! The Epoch. It can fly? Her name is not the Epoch. It's the Aero-Dalton Imperial. And you, I'm afraid, are excess baggage. Ha 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 ha! Time to make like the wind and blow you all away. Wahaha! Yes, squirm about like the worms you are. Go, Epoch, now! Dalton! Alright, so we've just had enough of this guy. You! Let's see, what kind of combo do I have today? How about Bubble Burst? I'm thinking Bubble Burst is probably pretty good, right? And Megaton Bomb? Yeah, that'll do. I do want to keep my HP up, though. So we hit him with fire magic. He comes back with ice magic, apparently. And we all have, like, plate armor at this point, so... I need Frog's turn for heal. I guess we're doing Flame Kick. Sure. Then he'll hit us with Ice 2 again, probably. Ooh, that was even better than Bubble Burst. Go, Golem Overlord! Wait, uh-oh. Oh, this isn't good. Can't summon the Golem Overlord because it ran away. You dingbat. Is the Epoch alright? That filthy thief. Epoch, okay? More importantly, how do we control this thing? I love this, how this scene, like, Luca and Frog are panicking and Ayla's just having the time of her life back there. Luca, is it not X? Let's try the X button. Uh-oh. No, that's the laser button. We have lasers now. And we have just accidentally lasered the Blackbird. Well, what about A? Ooh, the Blackbird is done. No more Aero-Dalton Imperial. Hurrah! Justice! Dalton's been paid his due! Mercy, that ship can fly! Ah, cue triumphant airship music. Whew, I think I got a handle on it. Incredible! Mayhap we even owe him a touch of gratitude for this. Epoch happy! Epoch become bird! And I just been thinking about upgrading it myself, too. Oh well. So now our Epoch is not just a time machine, it's a flying time machine. Chrono might be on this island. He disintegrated, sorry to say. Yeah, I think we go back and wait on the new now. Buy? Yeah, he's got all new stuff now. I don't think we really want any of this stuff yet. So, okay, where were we? Final Fantasy V has a party structure and story beats to worry about. But it has a little more leeway in killing off a major character because there's not a strong connection between the character and the mechanics that character brings to the game. Here's how the game does it. Partway through the game, you have the old grandpa character in your party, Galuf, and is fighting the villain because the villain has all the other heroes in the game. Ooh, he's left. He's gone. Magic capsule. Well, we know what we do with magic capsules. Actually, you know, I'm gonna... How's she doing on magic? 57? That's incredibly strong. We'll hold off. So Galuf has to try to fight the villain on his own. And The Guru of Life gave me this sapling, but I fear there's no place for it in this desolate world. What should I do? Plant it, with hope. Alright, I'll find a place to let it grow. Who knows, maybe someday it will be the key to reviving this dead world of ours. Oh look, Giannis's cat made it. So it's actually conveyed in a battle sequence, an in-game, in-engine battle sequence, where you get to pick all your commands, and the villain's hitting you with the strongest magic in the world, and no matter what he does, he can't kill Galuf until the villain gets chased off, and the other heroes are saved, and then Galuf just dies of exhaustion, and it's super sad, but all his mechanics, all his magic and equipment and stuff is immediately passed on to his granddaughter, who joins the party. So the death actually sticks. Uh-oh. Here's Magus. Speaking of death, so it's you. Magus. Behold, all of it rests at the bottom of the sea. Gone is the magical kingdom of Zeal and all the dreams and ambitions of its people. I lived there once, but I was another person then. What's this? A dimensional vortex? We were right then. This power is beyond human control. So this is just after Shala sent us away. Magus and Luca and Ayla sent them away. The Queen and the three wise men showed up, the three gurus. Oh no! We'll be dragged into the rift! Shala! No! Giannis, stay away! But... It's a time gate! No! Shala! Giannis! Melchior arrives in 1000, Balthasar in 2300, and Gaspar. What is this place? Hello? There's no one here. Is this the end of time? And Giannis was set upon by Ozzy and his miscreants. You were that boy. I've lived only for the thought of slaying Lavos, ever since his rift in time's fabric stranded me in the Middle Ages. And just as I had summoned him to my castle, you arrived to interfere. To think I would be drawn through yet another portal, only to find myself returned to this age. Ironic, is it not? Being from the future, my knowledge of the past enabled me to convince the Queen that I was an oracle of no small power, and so again I worked to draw the beast out. But no history book could have prepared me for what ensued. So presumably, if we hadn't shown up and Magus had summoned Lavos to 600 AD, he would have just been killed. He was nowhere near a match for him. And then Lavos would have sucked away his power and come out through the surface and destroyed the world in 600. Good thing we were there. Unimaginable is the power of Lavos. Before him, all are as leaves cast to the bitter winds that howl about death's black wings. Little edgy, little edgy. Stay this course and your fate will be the same as that fool Kronos. You dare dishonor him. Play with fire and you get burned. A lesson better learned sooner than later. The weak go quickly to their graves. Stay your tongue, Magus. You wish to fight me? Now, this is a super important decision. If you say yes to this, Magus is weakened. He's been drained by Lavos. He's nowhere near as strong as he was when we fought him in the castle a few adventures ago. There's actually 2 ways you can fight him here. If you come here without Frog in the party, you just fight him with whoever's in your party. Like, you can fight him with the girls. All 3 of the girls can come here and fight him alone. We do have Frog in the party, so if we say yes, Frog will fight him one-on-one. If you do that, Magus dies in this scene, and then tells Frog how to break his curse. And then at the end of the game, in the epilogue, Frog is able to turn back into a human. However, we're not going to fight him at all. We're going to say no. Taking your life will not restore Chrono or Cyrus theirs. Oh, I guess Frog is our party leader now. And this really feels awkward, jumping around like this. And he doesn't even want to talk to us anymore. Fine. Wait. I'll accompany you. Are you mad? I said the fool was dead. I did not say his death could not be undone. Of what do you speak? Gaspar, the Guru of Time, knows the way to restore those streams of time that have been diverted from their proper courses. And now Magus joins the party. Is Magus correct? Yes, it's cool. It's fine. All right. We are going to put Magus in the party immediately, which I think means we're going to... take that stuff off of Frog. What is your magic stat? 50. 57, 50. Those are real strong. I think we're going to give magic capsules to Robo from now on. Oh, he's got to be in the party before I can give him a magic capsule. Okay, we'll just save them then. Okay. We can give him... Actually, I think his stuff is better than anything we have. He's got Shala's amulet. Not her pendant. Her pendant and her amulet are 2 different things. We just want to block status ailments. That's probably a good thing to put on him. Eternal Darkness triple tech. Oh, yeah, you know what? No, we gotta show that off. This is a new kind of game mechanic that doesn't really come into play until this point in the game. So triple techs are techs that use 3 characters instead of 2. And Chrono, every possible party combination with Chrono has a triple tech that you just learn. However, if we give Magus the black gemstone, which we just did, does it let us use it right now? I don't think so. I think he actually does have to power up a little bit first. Alright, so no, we're not going to do this yet. We have to learn certain techs before... Because all his techs are gone. He's got these techs, I guess. He can use lightning, ice, and fire. But all his big ones are gone. Because Lavos drained them away. Let's just go with... You know what? I'm fine with the amulet. He can just use that. He looks so sad in his portrait. So Final Fantasy V has what I think is probably the first really effective death scene in a Final Fantasy game. It struck that balance really well because the character's death is major. It's a big deal. Impossible! I'm picking up interference from an enormous gate. Could it be Lavos? That's... Uh-oh. Whatever it is definitely not good. You can tell it's not good when you can see outer space. Outer space is never a good sign. So the Ocean Palace has risen from the depths in a new form, and Ayla is super psyched about it. It feels like we're gonna get sucked in there. Ayla no like boat. Boat no like Ayla. The Ocean Palace, but no. Hey, look at the time-space monitor. It looks like something's happening in other ages, too. Yes, I do know what those are. Is Lavos' hand in this as well? Ayla not understand. Think too much, head go boom. We need to hurry and do something about Lavos. Alright. So we could go straight to the Black Omen. It's kind of the final dungeon of the game, but there's so much stuff left to do first. First thing I'm going to do is land my ship and get back into it so we can replace this ominous Black Omen music with our awesome Epoch music. Alright, so back in the Middle Ages, this is the Lost Sanctum. Okay, so explaining a concept, post-game content, that's what the Lost Sanctum is. It's post-game content. It's something you're not supposed to do now. It's something you're supposed to do after you've completed the game. You can finish the last boss, and with that party at that strength level, can go into the Lost Sanctum and get some work done. And then there's more powerful bosses and dungeons and things. This content here with this green gate, and then there's another one back here somewheres. Yeah, oh, pretty close actually, up on this plateau. This was added in the re-releases of the game. It wasn't in the original. A lot of times when they re-release these games, they add bonus content like this. And it's never as good as the main content. It's mostly just busy work. I mean, it's fine, but we're totally not going to be playing it right now. Final Fantasy VI also had a death scene, but it's, again, they used an NPC. They didn't really have the cojones to kill like a major character off. So they killed a minor character instead, and it didn't have the same impact. Oh, where's that sprightly young man? I see. How terrible. There's little I can do for you, but let me honor him with a song. I'll call it Memories of Chrono. It's not actually what it's called, but... Were there anything more I could do, I would, but I fear I can be of little aid. Only the Guru of Time can help us now. That face. Have I not seen you before? Ah, indeed. You've grown strong, tainted of soul to be sure, but formidable all the same. The Guru of Time, you say? I know of him, but what business have you with the Guru of Time? Time Guru, bring back Chrono. He's strong. Ah, yes. To break death's hold over one you hold dearer still. You are not the first to wish such a thing, nor will you be the last. Chrono must be happy indeed, knowing such dear friends as you. Well, he's not going to help us. Or is he? Hey! Here, take this with you. Egg! Ayla eat? Okay, eats? Ayla, maybe don't eat the magic egg that Mustache Man had under his hat. That is the Chrono Trigger, a time egg. Should you wish to try and hatch it, the one who crafted your wings of time can tell you the way. But know that it may not necessarily hatch the results which you desire. The Chrono Trigger represents potential. Results require action. As long as you keep Chrono in your heart and pursue what you seek, the results should follow, but I can make no guarantees. I see it now. It's you, isn't it? It's you, isn't it? You're Gaspar, the Guru of Time. Yes, I believe that's what they used to call me. But that was long, long ago. Attained Chrono Trigger. I think everybody has something to say about Chrono, actually, now. Chrono's absence seems to adversely affect everyone's mood. May I be of assistance? No. So the next game after Final Fantasy VI was Chrono Trigger, and spoiler alert, but it's a time travel game. Chrono's not going to stay dead forever. We have a cockamamie scheme that's going to bring him back to us that involves time travel. The whole game is predicated on the idea that something happened that we don't like, and then we're just going to change it with time travel. That's the whole game. But apparently the other guru, the guru of... which one is he? Melchior is the guru of reason. Oh, what's this? Another magic capsule. I just left it there. Whoops. Death Peak harbors a power capable of restoring the slain to life. But the power to reverse death is not easily invoked. The need must be great, and the person's existence of the utmost importance. And what's more, you'll need a double, a doll identical to that person in every detail. Then, and only then, will the power deign to hatch the egg. Without the doppeldoll, there is no meaning in going to Death Peak. Go to the place you have left it, and retrieve it with all haste. If you didn't already have a doppeldoll, he would tell you where to get one. We got one very, very early in the game at the Millennial Fair, when we were playing in Norstein Beckler's lab. And now that we can put other characters in front of the party, we can get doppeldolls for every character in the game if we wanted to, not just Chrono. And because Black Omen shows up in 12,000 BC, it's here in every time period, which is pretty unsettling. Alright. Well, Chrono's mom's not home, I guess. Nope, she's upstairs dusting off his doppeldoll. Oh, hello. Is Chrono alright? Yeah. He's just fine. Just a little bit disintegrated. Well, I hope he's not causing you too much trouble. You tell him I said to behave himself, alright? Listen, I mean... Yes? We'd like to borrow this doll for a bit. Go right ahead, dear. Obtain doppeldoll. You stay out of trouble now. So, okay, Chrono Trigger was 1995. 1997 is the death that everybody remembers forever. That was Final Fantasy VII. And very, very deep into the story, the game kills one of the game's major characters. They found their cojones. They kill a major character, not just on screen, but like violently, brutally murdered on screen by the villain right in front of you. Where am I on this map? I need to go up this way, I guess. There we go. And that's the one that like shocked a generation. That's the one where everybody was like, I can't believe they did that. Because they kill this character and then she's gone for the rest of the game. You have to play the rest of the game. You don't have access to her special abilities or anything anymore. And like it broke the hearts of a generation when she was slain. So he's just going to repeat himself. Yes, that will do quite well. It seems the time has come for you to attempt Death Peak. It is the only chance you have of reviving your friend. I've implanted one final program, truly, I mean it this time, in this construct's memory banks. It will help to guide you up the mountain. Remember, we couldn't get on Death's Peak because there was a wind blowing us back. We couldn't even step into the location. Executing program. Executing program. Executing program. The 3 entities you just saw will aid you on Death Peak. This ends my message. Now, I must ask you for a favor. This construct has reached the end of his final program. Please, let him rest. The switch is on his stomach. Right now it's just sleeping, and if we switch him off... Oh, I guess it would help if I picked yes. Time no longer appears to flow for this construct. And that's it for Balthasar, the guru. He must be the guru of reason, and then Melchior is the guru of life. That's correct, isn't it? That's all we can do for Balthasar, but we're not able to save him from himself. He was driven mad by, I don't know, centuries alone? Who knows how long he was here? Seems like a good place to save the game. The Time Egg, aka the Chrono Trigger, when we pick it up in the next episode. Thanks for watching.